Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Shuklam Vishnu Srivanam Sitabhajam Prasanagaram Dhyayi Sarvigno Pashanti Bhagishadya Sumanasa Sarvarthana Upakramena Tvakritakritya Sivatamamam Vijayanam Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Yonityam Chidapadam Vajay Gurukma Yamu Hatasti Vitarani Trinaya Mene Asman Guru Bhagavato Siddhahi Kasando Hanumān Jasya Charano Shanam Brahmhe Yasya Smaramātrena Vaidavasana Pramuchate Bodhatmakaya Namastasme Bhagavate Shri Ramayanshe Hridākārshe Sada Bhantam Shantam Ananda Rupinam Jnanabhānmaham Vande Sadguru Shri Satyasāyinam Mamantaryaminam Durvarयुक्ता चितविस्फटिकमणिमयी मक्षमालां ददानास्ते नैकेन पद्मं सितमविशेषपुस्तकं चापरेण भासा कुन्देन्दुशङ्कस्फटिकमणिनिभा भासमाना समाना सामे वाग्देवतयं निवसतुदने सर्वदा सुप्रसन्ना कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरमधुराक्षरमार्गकविताश्राकां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम् आञ्जनेयमतिपाटलाननं कञ्चनाद्रिकमीवगृहं भारजाततन्मूलवासिनं भावयामि भवमाननन्दनं यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र तमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमतराक्षसान्तकम् मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं मानवमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि मेघवेद्ये परे पुंसिजाति दशरथात्मजे वेदप्राचेतसा दासी साक्षात् रामायणात्मना रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः वैदेही सहितं सरदुर्मतिरहि मे महामण्डपे मध्ये पुष्पकमासने मणिमये वीरासने स्वसितमग्रे वाचयति प्रभञ्जनसुते तत्त्वपरिभ्यः परं व्याख्यान्तं भरतादिपरिकृतं रामं भजे श्यामलं वामे भूमिसुता परश्च हनुमान् पश्चात् सुमित्रा सुतः शत्रुघ्नो भरतश्च पार्श्वदलयोः वायुवादकोनेषु च सुग्रीवश्च भीषणश्च विराट्तारासुतो जाम्बवान् मध्ये नीलसरोजकोमलरुचिं रामं भजे श्यामलम् जानकीकान्तस्मरणं आञ्जनेय स्वामी की जय। आख्याताग्रधराजेन समुत्प्लुत्य प्लवङ्गमाः संगताः प्रीतिसंयुक्ता विनेदुर्भीमविक्रमाः। After listening to the words of Sampāti, all the monkeys became excited, became delighted, started to jump up and down in joy. They felt glad in Sītā darshana kankshanaha. Hrishtaha, they became very happy. Sītā darshana kankshanaha, they were eager to see Sītā. As though half the battle has been won, they were excited, and then they turned towards the southern direction. And as soon as they turned towards the south, immediately their spirits fell, because what lay in front of them was the mighty ocean. How could a monkey cross the ocean? When they saw that ocean, all of them felt worried, all of them felt depressed, felt despondent. Aṅgada, who was the leader of all of those monkeys, he looked at all of them and said, "Na vishade manakaryam, vishado doshavattamam, vishado hanti purusham, balam kruddaivo ragaha." Na vishade manakaryam, one should not entertain despondency in the mind. Edume, any work, any endeavor, sometimes when we take some endeavor up, it might appear as though it is a massive Himalayan venture. How are we ever going to do it? We may feel depressed even before starting to do it. That is what is called as Vishada. Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Even before the war started, Arjuna felt despondent. How are we ever going to? Even before starting an endeavor, when you are depressed, when you are fearful, when you are hesitant, that is despondency. Vishad. Aṅgada tells all of them, Vishade manakaryam na. Let us not encourage this despondency in our minds. It is not the right thing for us to do, because Vishado doshavatamaha. It is the greatest flaw, the greatest dosha, the greatest mistake that we can make. Vishado hanti purusham. If you are despondent, it will destroy you. Just as an angry serpent kills a child, like that, this Vishada serpent, when it gets into us, the despondency, when it gets into us, it will destroy us from within. Yo vishadam prasahate vikrame paryupastite tejasa tasya hinasya purusharto na siddhyati. Yo vishadam prasahate vikrame paryupastite, or vikrame samupastite. No, reading it. Even before exhibiting one's valor, even before exhibiting one's endeavor, if you give in to this Vishada, then you will certainly be diminished. Your Tejasa hatasya hinasya, your radiance will be diminished then and there, immediately it will be diminished. If you try and fail, it's a different story, but even before trying, if you fail, yeah. It is one thing to sit for the exam, write the exam and then fail it. It is completely another thing to fail even before the exam is attempted. Do not succumb to such despair and despondency even before starting the action. When the time for endeavor comes, then one must act. We should not be hesitant or despondent. He will never achieve any success if he already deems himself a failure even before starting. How do you know? See, by a fluke you may succeed. Maybe you definitely do not have the skills. Maybe you will normally you may not succeed. But for that reason, if you say I will not attempt it at all, then how do you know? There could be a fluke chance by which you can succeed. Even if there is only 1% chance of succeeding, one should try for the sake of the 1% chance. If you give up already, there is nothing worse than giving up. Life surrendering is different, giving up is different. One must understand the difference between surrendering to the Lord and giving up. Giving up happens because of lack of willpower. That is useless. Swami writes a letter to his devotee in a poetic form, where he says, once you have asked me something, keep asking, keep holding on. You must never let go after that. Either I will be moved enough to grant you your prayer, or you will yourself realize in the wisdom of things that it is not the right thing for you to ask or receive. But barring these two things, if you should give up in between, that is not the sign of a devotee. Bhakta Lakshanamu Kadu. It is not the sign or the mark of a devotee to give up in between. You may, whatever prayer it is, you have asked. Swami Sholra, you have asked. If you have never asked, that's a different story. You have asked. Now that you have asked, what should you do? Always hold on to that prayer. It doesn't matter what it is. Bhakta Lakshanamu Kadu. I asked 4 times, nothing happened, I leave it. Then tomorrow you say, I want liberation. That's 4 times capable to do that. You will say, I want Shanti, you will ask 4 times, you will give up. Elami, you will give up. Where will you, what will you achieve? Does not matter what it is. Does not matter what it is. Even if it is a silly thing, you keep asking. Until either he will give you the wisdom to realize it is a useless, trivial thing and you are better off without it. Or he will grant it to you. Anal, barring these two things, if you are going to give up because you lack courage, or you are going to give up because you lack persistence, it reflects badly upon us. Swami goes to the extent of saying, Adi Bhakta Lakshanamu Kadu. It is not the mark of a devotee. Adnala, this Vishada is not the right thing to do. He gives them his advice, his 2 cents, as it were. Okay, sorry, fine. So what shall we do? They all sat for a big meeting, a conference called Madri. Looking at all of them, Aṅgada addressed all of them. Kaidani Mahateja Langayishyati Sagaram Kakkarishyati Sugrivam Satyasandhamarindamam. Alright, now which mighty monkey is going to cross this ocean? Who will prove Sugriva's words true? Sugriva gave a promise to Rama that he will make all efforts to locate Sītā. Which monkey is going to make Sugriva's words come true? Koviro Yojana Shatam Laṅkayeta Plavangamaha. Which monkey hero is going to jump across 100 yojanas? Imamscha Yutapan Sarvan Mokshayetko Mahabhayat. Who is the monkey that is going to liberate all of these troops from the fear of Sugriva? From the great terror that Sugriva is creating it in our hearts. Kasya prabhavad dharamscha putramschaiva grihani cha ito nivrittaha pashyema siddhartha sukhino vayam. By whose grace, by the grace of which mighty monkey are we going to return from here and get once again have the opportunity of seeing our homes, our wives and our children? Kasya prasadad ramam cha lakshmanam cha mahabalam abhigaccheva samhrishta sugrivam cha vanaukasam. By whose grace shall we approach Rama, Lakshmana and Sugriva happily, saying we have completed the task? Yadi kaschit samarto vasagra plavane harihi tadadat vihanasha Shashigramu punyam abhayadakshina. If there is any one of you who is capable of doing this task, crossing this ocean, then you will be giving us the great sacred gift of life to all of us. Who is the one? Ultimately, we know who is the one. It is nice to see how this person is thought of by all the other monkeys. Who is the one who is going to make Sugriva's words come true? Who is the one who is going to save all of us monkeys from fear? Who is the one who is going to give us the gift of life by crossing the ocean? Who is the one who is going to allow us all to return happily to reunite with our wives, children and our homes? Who is the one who is going to give us the courage to approach Sri Rama and Lakshmana and Sugriva with happiness in our hearts and a delightful word upon our lips? ഇതിലേ ഹനുമത് പ്രഭാവം സ്റ്റാർട്ടിങ്. എല്ലാം യവനവൻ 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 அப்படிங்கிற ஹனுமன் தான். Who is he? Who is this? He. Who is he? Who? He. Who? ஹனுமன். எல்லாத்துக்கும் சொல்யூஷன் கடைசியில ஹனுமான் தான். இப்படியா when Aṅgada asked question after question, nobody answered. யாரும் பதிலே சொல்லல. அங்கதஸ்ய வச ஸ்ருத்வா na kaschit kinchid abravit. Everybody is quiet. On seeing everybody quiet, once again Aṅgada starts to say, you are all born courageous people, you are all born illustrious monkey families. At no time have you ever faced any obstruction or defeat in your lives. You are capable of jumping across long distances. They are plavangamaha, long jumpers. Long jump pandrale, they don't fly. Hanumān did not fly in the sky. What Hanumān did was Hanumān jumped. Appadina inge oru jump nera anga landing. Adha artham irukku. Adanal it is not that he is flying as it were. He is jumping plavangama. Vihanga illa. Vihanga na flyer. Idu plavanga. Udine jumper. Adanal you are all capable of jumping or leaping great distances. You are all strong people. How much of you each of you can jump, you tell me. ஏன்னா யாரும் ஒன்றும் சொல்லலை இல்லையா. Generally when you ask an open-ended question, nobody answers. So you need to know how to ask the question. You simply say, who amongst you can go? அப்படின்னா everybody sitting looking at each other. இது மொட்டை question. Who can say I can go? இல்லையா. அதனால first Aṅgada started off with that question. Then he realized this is not going to work. அதனால then he said, okay, let us talk about individually how much each one of you can jump. What is the distance you can jump? You. அப்படின்னு கேட்பாங்க. Now it becomes a little bit easier. At least monkeys can answer. Previously they could not even say anything. Now at least they can answer. ஒருத்தரா கேட்கறான். Looking at all the monkeys, எல்லா monkeys உட்கார்ந்துட்டு இருக்காங்க. கஜ கவாக்ஷ கவய சரப கந்தமாதன மைந்த த்விவித சுஷேன ஜாம்பவான் அப்படின்னு எல்லாரும் all of these monkeys are sitting there. அப்போ he asked each monkey, how much can you go? அப்படின்னா ஆபபாஷே கஜஸ்தத்ர ப்ளவேயம் தச யோஜனம் கஜ அப்படின்னு ஒரு மங்கி. கஜனா எலிஃபண்ட்னு அர்த்தம். When he was born, his parents wanted him to become like strong as an elephant. They named him elephant. நம்ம கஜன் ஒரு பையன் இருக்கான் இல்லையா, நம்ம அந்த மாதிரி கஜா. அந்த குரங்கு பேர் தான் வச்சிருக்காளோ நம்ம கஜனும் சரியாது. வானரன் போட்டு கஜா அப்படின்னு. கஜஹன யானைன்னு அர்த்தம். கஜனை பார்த்தா யாரும் ஆனைன்னு சொல்ல மாட்டான். Gaja means elephant. But if you look at Gajan, it's the very opposite of it. Maybe the trunk of the elephant. Gaja says, I can jump 10 yojanas. 10 yojanas. 10 yojanas jump enna prayojanam? Idu artham irukka. Distance to be covered is 100 yojanas. I can jump 10 yojanas அப்படினா நீ உட்கார்ந்து போஷாம். You sit down 10 minutes. No need to jump 10 yojanas. You just sit down here. அடுத்தது நகவாக்ஷோ யோஜனான்யாக கமிஷ்யாமிதி விம்சதிம். உடனே another monkey was there. கவாக்ஷஹான்னு பேர் அவனுக்கு. அவன் சொன்னான், he said I can do 20 yojanas அப்படின்னா. இவெல்லாம் மல்டிபிள்ஸ் ஆஃப் 10ல தான் பேசுறான். 15 யாரும் பண்ண மாட்டா போடுறது. 15, 17 அப்படிலாம் கிடையாது. ஒன்னா 10 இல்லைன்னா 20 அப்படிதான். இன்க்ரிமெண்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் 10ல தான் சொல்றது. கவயோ வானரஸ்தத்ர வானராம் ஸ்தானுவாச்சக த்ரிம்ஷதிம் து கமிஷ்யாமி யோஜனானாம் ப்ளவங்கமாஹ. கவ அப்படின்னு ஒரு மங்கி. கவ மங்கி சார் ஐ கேன் டு 30 யோஜனாஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது. ஷரபஹான்னு ஒரு மங்கி. அவன் சொன்னான், சத்வாரிம்ஷத் கமிஷ்யாமி ஐ கேன் டு 40 யோஜனாஸ். உடனே கந்தமாதனான்னு ஒரு குரங்கு எழுந்துட்டது. கந்தமாதனா got up. I think Aṅgada would have said 50 தானே, probably 50. Actually 49.5, but close to 50 வச்சுப்போம். We'll round it up to 50. பஞ்சாஷத் 50. உடனே மைந்தான் ஒரு மங்கி. அவன் சொன்னான், ஷஷ்டிம் பரம் 60, a bit more than 60. அவன் இவன் யூஸ்லெஸ் ஃபெல்லோ. 49.5 15 சொல்றான். ஏன் நம்பாதீங்க. ஐ கேன் டு 60.9 பட் ஐ எம் காலிங் இட் 60. என்ன மாதிரி இருக்கணும். ஏன்னா அவன் சொன்னா ஷஷ்டிம் பரம் பிட் மோர் தென் 60 அப்படின்னு சொன்னான். நான் பாட்டு சும்மா பஞ்சாஷத்துக்கு அடிச்சு விட்டேன். நிஜமாவே பார்த்தா ஷஷ்டிம் பரம்னு சொல்றது இந்த குரங்கு. ஐ கேன் டூ லிட்டில் பிட் மோர் தென் 60 அப்படின்னா. சரி பரவாயில்ல, சமத்துலாம். சப்ததகி யோஜனானி அப்படின்னு த்விவிதன் சொன்னான். மைந்தா த்விவிதா ரெண்டு பேரும் ட்வின்ஸ். மைந்த த்விவிதா. அவன் சொன்னா ஐ கேன் டூ 16. இவன் சொன்னா ஐ கேன் டூ 70. சுஷேனான்னு ஒரு கபிசத்தமஹா. அவன் சொன்னான், பராக்கிரமே அஷீதிம் ப்ளவேயம் ஐ கேன் கோ 80 அப்படின்னு ஒத்தரா சொல்லிட்டே வரா. இப்படி ஒத்தரா பேச 80 வரைக்கும் வந்துடுத்து. ஜாம்பவான் உட்காந்துட்டு இருக்க. ஜாம்பவான் இஸ் தி எல்டஸ்ட் மங்கி. நம்ம ஊரெல்லாம் ஜென்ரலாக சொல்ல முடியும், ஜாம்பவானா இருக்கானே அப்படின்பா. It is an elderly person, who is pottering along and wants to insert his nose into everything. பேருக்கெல்லாம் பெரிய ஸ்னவுட் இருக்கும் இல்லையா, அவன் எல்லாத்தையும் முகம் வச்சுட்டு அவர் பாட்டு உட்காந்துருப்பார். தாத்தா ஜாம்பவானா உட்காந்துருக்காரு. He's sitting there like a big Jāmbavān அப்படின்னா he's still poking his nose into everything. ஒன்றும் பண்ண மாட்டார். He doesn't do much but pokes his nose anyway. அப்படியா ஜாம்பவான் உட்காந்துருக்காரு. ஸோ அவர் பார்க்குறாரு அங்கேருந்து. அங்கதன் ஆஸ்க்ஸ் ஜாம்பவான், நீங்கள் எப்படி? எல்லாரும் பேசும்பொழுது எவ்ரிபடி ஸ்பீக்கிங் லைக் திஸ். தேஷாம் கதயதாம் தத்ர சர்வான் ஸ்தானனுமான்ய ச. when everybody, all of those monkeys were giving their own estimates, the old Jāmbavān couldn't keep quiet. அவருக்கு பேஷன் தோணிப்படுது. ஏன்னா வயசான வாழ்ல அப்படி தான் இருப்பா. Youngsters will be talking about something. The old man sitting there, he can't keep quiet. But in the good old days, you know, in the olden days, they will start a story. யாரும் கேட்க மாட்டா. Nobody wants to know, but they will still start. Clear? Very problem. வயசாக very problem. The best thing old people can do, as you grow older, you should speak less. Because mostly you will be repeating the same things. Several times you will be repeating the same stories. You know, if you are repeating the same story to an equally elderly person, it does not matter because they would have also forgotten it. So it doesn't matter. You can talk about the same story again and again. You will also not remember telling them. They will also not remember listening to you. But youngsters, they will be bored. What should you do? Ram. Have you seen anybody? You yourself may be guilty of it. But many elders, generally when you are talking about it, they will poke their nose and say, those days, they will have to tell. When I was young, who cares? You are not young anymore. You are old. Live with it. Accept it and live with it. When I was young, Amari Jāmbavān ஆரம்பிக்கிறது. அந்த கால தேதாயுகத்திலேருந்து இதே பద్ధதி தான். சர்வத்ரைதா விஷாரி ரீதிஹீன் சொன்னா. இதே ரீதி தான் எங்க அந்த ஆதி காலத்துல இவன் திரேதாயுகம். Jāmbavān says ததோ விருத்ததமஸ்தேஷாம் விருத்ததமஹா அப்படின்னா ஓல்டஸ்ட். விருத்ததமஸ்தேஷாம் Jāmbavān பிரத்யபாஷத. Jāmbavān started to speak. பூர்வம் பூர்வம் அப்படின்னா in those days, earlier, before, பூர்வம் அஸ்மாகமபி, I also கஷ்டித் கதி பராக்கிரமஹ, I was also very courageous. I also was very I had a lot of valor. தேவயம் வயசா பாரம் அனுப்ராப்தா ஸ்ம சாம்பிரதம். Now I have become old. Bit not so easy to do. But still, the situation, it is important for all of us. We should not neglect our duties. Kintu naivam gate shakyam idam karyam upekshitum yad artam kapirajascha ramascha kritanishchayau. Adutha vandhen naan idhar vandu kadukka maathen. Naan paadu Theman Krishna Raman na ukandundu irundhen. Enna pandrathu? Ramar karyam illaya. Rama's work is important. That is why I also came along with all of you youngsters in order to do my bit. அப்படியா? அப்ப சொல்லுங்க, என்ன பண்ணுவேன்? What can you do? All the monkeys said, we can do only maximum, அப்படி extending ourselves, we can do 90. ஏன்னா 80 நிறுத்திண்டான். One of the monkeys stopped, Sushana stopped at 80, but he says, if I push it maybe 90, இதுக்கு மேல எங்களால முடியாது. We cannot go more than 90. What do you say, grandpa? அப்படின்னா grandpa சொன்னார், சாம்பிரதம் காலபேதேன யாகதிஸ்தாம் நிபோதத நவதிம் யோஜனானாம் து கமிஷ்யாமி சம்சயஹாங் சொன்னதுக்கு தாம்ஸ்ச சர்வான் ஹரிஸ்ரேஷ்டான் Jāmbavān புனரப்ரவீத் ந கல்வே தாவதேவாசீத் கமனே மே பராக்கிரமஹ. 90யா? What 90? You fellows, you are talking in front of me about 90. This is nothing compared to what I could do. Not what I can do. What I could do. Nakalu yetavad evasin gamane me parakramaha. My parakrama was so much in those days. 90 was nothing for me. Sleeperle போடு சொல்லுவா. அந்த காலத்து 20 இட்லி சாப்பிடுவேன். நம்ம 4 இட்லி சாப்பிட்டு திண்டாடிட்டு இருப்போம். We will be eating 4 idlis and struggling. They will say, when I was your age, I could finish off 20 idlis. எந்த தெரியாத இது பாட்டு அடிச்சு விடுறது யாரு கண்டா? Who is there to go and verify? அது மாதிரி சொல்றது தாத்தா. அதுக்கு ப்ரூஃப் வேற. He says, in those days, maya mahabalaishchaiva yajne vishnu sanatanaha pradakshini krita purvam kramana kramamanastrivikramam. When in those days, when I was in the prime of my youth, when Mahabali Chakravarti was performing his yajna, at that time Vishnu Sanatanaha, Vishnu took an avatar as Vamana. Dara, when he came there, you know what he did? Suddenly he grew so big, he started to measure all the three worlds. Trivikramam. At that time when Bhagavan was busy measuring the world, I went around his foot. That means I went around the entire world. I did a pradakshanam of his foot. Bhagavan Trivikramaniya pradakshanam பண்ணவனாக்குமனான் அப்படிங்கிறது ஜாம்பவான். உடனே அப்போ கிளம்பும் தாத்தா தான் பெஸ்ட். என்னதான் இருந்தாலும் ஓல்ட் இஸ் கோல்ட். தாத்தா இஸ் த பெஸ்ட். கிராண்ட்பா இஸ் த கிரேட்டஸ்ட். கிராண்ட்பா கெட் ரெடி, வி வில் பேக் அ லஞ்ச் ஃபார் யூ அப்படின்னா உடனே அவர் சொன்னார், இருப்பா, டோன்ட் ஹரி. சைதானீம் அகம் விருத்தஹா, நவ் ஐ எம் வெரி ஓல்ட். பிளவனே மந்த விக்ரமஹா, ஐ எம் வெரி ஸ்லோ. யௌவனே, அதெல்லாம் யௌவனே, that was when I was young. சததாசீன் மே பல பிரமதிமம் பரைஹி. In the young days, when I was young, there was nobody to compare with me. I was incomparable in my young days. ஆனா தர்க்கயாமி சொல்ல, தர்க்கயாமின்னா ஐ கெஸ்ன்னு அர்த்தம். தர்க்கயாமி மீன்ஸ் ஐ கெஸ். நம்ம சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா, பட் ஐ கெஸ் ஐ டோன்ட் ஹேவ் தட் மச் கெப்பாசிட்டி நவ். அப்படி தர்க்கயாமி. சம்பிரத்யேதாவதீம் சக்திம் கமனே தர்க்கயாம்யஹம் நைதாவதா ஹி சம்சித்திஹி கார்யஸ்யாஸ்ய பவிஷ்யதி. But definitely I think, I guess nowadays I do not have the capacity to do that much. Achieving the objective is definitely out of question for me with my energy levels. அப்படின்னு ஆன்டி கிளைமேக்ஸ் வந்த உடனே வந்து அதன் வகை இப்போ இதுக்கு தான் இவ்வளோ போயிடுச்சு. ஆகுன்னு ஆரம்பிச்சு பெருமாள் விக்ரமா திருவிக்ரமாவாரம் பண்ணும்போது வச்சுப்பா அப்படி போய் சுற்றிட்டு வந்தேன். கடம்பு போகிறார் போட்டிருக்கேன் தாத்தா அப்படி முடியாது. அந்த காலத்தில் இதுக்கு இவ்வளோ பெரிய பேச்சு யாரும் ஒன்றும் பேசல. இல்லை 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 அப்படின்னு இந்த யங் ஃபெலோஸ் ஆர் ஒன்லி ஸ்பீக்கிங் இன் 2 words. 10 yojanas, 20 yojanas, 30. இந்த தாத்தா ஓன்னா 4 ஸ்லோகம் சொல்றது. This old Tata is telling 4 shlokas. In the end he says I cannot do. கடைசியில் it was Aṅgada was sitting there. Aṅgadan சொன்னான், Aṅgada said, இங்கேருந்து அங்கே போவேன் நான். அங்கதானோ இல்லையோ, அதனால அங்க போகிற சாமர்த்தியம் இருக்கு. அப்ப திருப்பி இங்க வர சாமர்த்தியம் இங்கதானா இருந்தா இங்கே வந்துருவேன். அங்கதானா மாத்திரம் இருக்கிறதுல அங்கதான் போக முடியும். அங்கதான் போக முடியும். அங்கதான் அஹமேதத் கமிஷ்யாமி யோஜனானாம் சதம் மஹத். I can do 100 yojanas. 100 is the distance to be covered. I can do all 100. But I do not know whether I have enough energy left to come back the other 100, return 100. அப்பதான் other monkeys realized. என்ன 100 ஓடிட்டு இருக்கு மனசுல. Everybody is thinking 100. But then you have to figure out that you have to come back also இல்லையா. அப்போ then கஜா 10 அது வெறும் 5 தான். இவன் 20 அது வெறும் 10 தான். கடைசியில் everything is cut by half. ஏன்னா you have to return also இல்லையா. அவன் சும்மா அங்கே போய் கடலில் போய் நீந்திரி திரும்பி வரதுக்கு தான் சக்தி இருக்கு. ஏன்னா போய் லங்காவுக்கு போய் சீத்தையை பார்த்துருவாங்கடா அப்படின்னால் they can just crawl a little bit to the ocean and come back. After I had a nice dip and I came back. கடைசி 80 கூட 40 தான் கடைசியில். Not one fellow could even go half the distance because they have to return. They did not factor it at all. Monkey சொல்லியோ பாவம் மேக்ஸ் எல்லாம் அவ்வளோதான் தெரியாது. Finally, only Aṅgada was a bit sensible. He said, I can do 100, but I cannot come back. அங்கதான் போகுவேனே தவிர இங்கே தான் வர முடியாது. தெரிஞ்சிருந்தா அப்பவே எங்கள் அப்பா பேர் ஒழுங்கா இங்கதன் அப்படின்னு வச்சுருந்தாங்கன்னா இங்கேருந்து அங்கே போயிட்டு அங்கேருந்து இங்கே வந்திருப்பேன். வெறும் அங்கதன்னு வச்சுவிட்டாளே, இங்கதனையும் சேர்த்து அங்கிங்கதன் அப்படின்னு வச்சா அங்கிங்க எனாத வழி எங்கும் பிரகாசமாய் அப்படின்னு நானும் வந்திருப்பேன். எனக்கு அங்கதன் தானே பேர் வச்சா என்ன பண்ணுறது. 100 yojanas, 100 days, 100 nights, 100 days. 100 yojanas, 100 days, 100 nights. 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 100 yojanas, 100 days, 100 அப்படின்ட்டு. அப்போ ஜாம்பவான் கேட்டார். ஜாம்பவான் heard that. Now ஜாம்பவான் has ஒரு இஷ்யூ. என்ன ப்ராப்ளம் அப்படின்னா, ஜாம்பவான் is very old இல்லையா, he has seen many kings. நாளைக்கு அங்கதான் become the king. இன்னைக்கு அங்கதான் வந்து we have got to தாஜா பண்ணி வச்சுக்கணும். We have to keep அங்கதா happy. We cannot say useless fellow, சொல்ல முடியாது. அங்கதா is the future king, so to be always in his good books. So what Jāmbavān says is Tamuvācāri Sreshtam Jāmbavān Bhakya Govidaha. Jāmbavān knows how to speak nicely. அதனால what does Jāmbavān say அப்படின்னா, Aṅgada, you are underestimating yourself. Kāmam shatam sahasram va nakyesha vidiruchyate. Really speaking, Aṅgada, you can do 100,000 also. The anda pulugu ஆகாச புழுகுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. தமிழ்ல அண்ட புழுகு ஆகாச புழுகு அப்படின்பா. telling a lie also, no? There has to be a little some boundary for that lie. Aṅgada himself says I can do 100. Jāmbavān says, what 100? Aṅgada, you have within you the capacity to 100,000 also, but we will not let you go because you are our crown prince. It is not safe for you to go. Even if you can do 100,000, we will. Even if you can do, you can do 100,000 also if you want. And you have the required energy. Pratinivartitum shaktakam. You also have the energy to come back. 200,000 பண்ணலாம். Exaggeration ஒரு லிமிட் இருக்கு. Unlimited exaggeration is what Jāmbavān அடிச்சு விட்டுறாரு. இப்படிதான், that is how he has survived until so long. This age. We எல்லாரையும் அப்படி சொல்லி அவன் அப்படியே தாத்தா கரெக்டாக சொல்லியா அப்படின்னு நினச்சி அது படியாம காமம் சதம் சஹஸ்ரம் வா நக்யேஷ விதிருச்யதே யோஜனானாம் பவான் சக்தோ கந்தும் பிரதிநிவர்த்திதும். You can go and come back also. But however, we dare not send you. Enal, you are the Lord, you cannot be the servant. Nahi preshayita tata swami presha katanchana. You are the preshayita, the one who is going to send everybody. You cannot be sent. Therefore, all of us only, you can assign the task to all of us. You should not do the task yourself. You should not yourself do the task. You can assign it to all of us. இன்னொரு காரணம் என்ன, நீங்க காரியம் எப்படி ஆகும் ஆரண்டா. அந்த காலத்தில் ஒரு ஜோக் சொல்லுவா. In those days, they used to tell a joke in this software joke it used to be. என்ன ஆச்சு அப்படின்னா, 3 cannibals joined a software company. 3 cannibals joined a software company, IT. And they were living happily, also working, but well fed they were. One day suddenly there was a big hullabaloo happening in the office. An office employee was missing. And so everybody was worrying, what happened, where is this person, why is he missing? Appo, these 3 cannibals got together in a huddle, and one of the main cannibal, he looked at those 2 fellows and said, which of you is responsible for this? Which of you is responsible? Sir, I only ate him. I was hungry, I ate him. Appo, the chief cannibal said, did I not tell you all right at the beginning that you are allowed to eat only project managers? You are not allowed to eat any other developers. All this time we've been eating project managers, nobody has missed. One developer you have eaten, now the whole office is in turmoil. Who is the one who is going to do the work? If that fellow is not there, then it's a problem. The one who is just ordering about, even if he is gone missing, nobody understands. Nobody misses him. That's a joke. Just to show that how the project managers are useless, whereas actually it's the developers, software developers who are doing the grunt work. இங்கே சொல்ற அந்த மாதிரி நீ கமாண்டர். பவான் கலத்ரமஸ்மாகம் சுவாமி பாவே விவஸ்திதா சுவாமி கலத்ரம் சைன்யஸ்ய கதிரேஷா பரந்தப. We should be protected. You are the commander of our army. Therefore, we should protect you as we protect our wives. ரொம்ப விசேஷமான ஸ்லோகம் இது. சாதாரண ஸ்லோகம் இல்லை. Jāmbavān, in the light of his experience, he says this. After the years of experience, he says, you are the பவான் கலத்ரமஸ்மாகம். You are like our wife அப்படிங்கிறார். கலத்ர அப்படின்னா வைஃப்னு அர்த்தம். You are like our wife. The wife of Yena. Swami Bhave Vyavastita. You are sitting in the role of the ruler. Since you are sitting in the role of a ruler, you are like our wife. Jāmbavān. Bhavan Kalatravasmagam Swami Bhave Vyavastita. Literal meaning Pargo. Bhavan, you. Kalatram, wife. Asmakam, for us. Yena. Swami Bhave, as the ruler, as the Swami. Vyavastita. You are established. Adanala. Swami Kalatram Sainyasya Gatiresha Parantapa. The wife, how the wife is protected, she is the one who commands everything, she is the one who rules everything, nobody goes against her decision in the house, but she will stay inside as though she never comes out. You are like that. Jāmbavān lets the cat out of the bag. Jāmbavān Jāmbavī தான் எல்லாம் பார்த்து போகும். அதனால பாட்டு சொல்கிறேன், நீ கடத்துற மாதிரி நீ ஒய்ஃப் மாதிரி எங்களுக்கு, அதனால யூ ஹவ் காட் டு பி டேக்கன் கேர் ஆஃப் பை அஸ் ஜஸ்ட் அஸ் தி கடத்திரவத்து சதா பிரதிபால்யா. யூ காட் டு ப்ரொடெக்ட் யூ எக்ஸாக்ட்லி லைக் தி ஒய்ஃப் இஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் ப்ரொடெக்டட். Only if you are protected, only you are the roots that are never seen but are bearing the entire tree. As long as you are protected, the tree will flourish, it will bear fruits, flowers, etc. அதனால we will never be able to send you. We will accomplish it under your guidance, but we will not be able to send you. So nobody can go. One fellow says I can go, he also cannot go. Appo Aṅgada is frustrated. Young fellow is frustrated. Yadi naham kamishami na anyo vanarabungavaha. If I also don't go, if none of the other monkeys are also capable of going, appo punaha, appo unnada option, punaha kalvidamasvabihi karyam prayopaveshanam. Prayopaveshanam, then the only thing we can do is fast until death. Original plan, we will come back to square one. You have to start fasting again. I also cannot go, nobody else can go. In that case, if we do not fulfill the objective of Sugriva, then there is no point going back to Kinda just to die there. We might as well die there. At least trip was micham. We are closer south. Yamaloka is in the south of Bingara. Yama will also have to travel less. He will just pick us up from here. At least train as micham. அதனால what to do, there is no point அப்படினோடனே Jāmbavān தான் வெயிட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காரு. Jāmbavān has been waiting for this. அதனால slowly Jāmbavān starts to say asyate veera karyasya na kinchit aparihiyate yeshah sanchodayamyenam yah karyam sadayishyati. O Veera, O hero, the work is not going to suffer. I will now inspire the one person who can accomplish it. Idukuttan Jāmbavān vedam. This is why we need Jāmbavān. Although, we had a bit of few laughs at Jāmbavān's expense because he was the elderly, talking about what he could do and so on. Doing alone is not so important. Knowledge is even more important than action. And knowledge, this kind of knowledge and experience comes with age. That is why we have got to keep the elderly around us and respect them, even though they are sometimes, what they are. But still we have got to put up with them because we gain so much from that experience that they have gained over such a long time of their lives. We can never get that experience in young age. That is, only time can give that experience. Nobody knows, none of the monkeys are capable of understanding this truth. Jāmbavān alone is capable of understanding. That is why he has come along even in his old age. He said, not minding it, he says, for Rama's sake I have come. He is not an ordinary person. Jāmbavān could have stayed home. Nobody forced him to go in his old age. But he has come because he says, Ramakaryam ilya, Ramakainkaryam. No matter whether I am capable or not, no matter what little I am capable of, I will do that. He has come. And so now the point, the purpose for which Jāmbavān has come is going to get revealed. He alone has got inside information, knowledge that all the other monkeys lack. அதனால அவர் என்ன பண்றாரு அப்படின்னா ததப்ரதீதம் ப்ளவதாம் வரிஷ்டம் ஏகாந்தம் ஆஷ்ரித்ய சுமுகே பவிஷ்டம் sanchodayamasa haripraviro haripraviram hanumantameva. Appa Jāmbavān, who's the renowned one amongst he's a bear. Species wise, he's a bear, he's not a monkey. And a monkeys and bears were together in those days in Kishkinda. Amongst all the monkeys, he was a very eminent person of great respect and honor. Such a person, Jāmbavān, what did he do? He went towards one person who was sitting at a distance. Ekantamashritya, ekantama, in solitude. When all these monkeys are jumping up and down, kach, kich, kuch, kach, all of them are saying so many things. We saw Gaja, Gava, Gavaksha, Gava, Sushena, Mainda, Dvivida. So many people's names were taken. Along with them, did not the most important person come? Did Hanumān not come? And Hanumān, what did Hanumān say? Valmiki did not say what Hanumān said. How is it that Hanumān was sitting there watching them and not saying anything? Now we know what is happening. Ekantam ashritya susukoe pavishtam. Susuke. Sukhamma padandaka. Hanumān is sitting comfortably. Hanumān is sitting happily. Why? Ekantamashritya. Why is he so happy? He is sitting silently by himself, therefore he is sitting happily. He goes there and starts to speak to him, motivates him. After seeing the worries of all of these Aneka Shatasahasrim, so many hundreds and thousands of monkeys that have gathered there, ignoring all of them, Jāmbavān goes to Hanumān, who is sitting in a distance, and says, Veera, O hero, Vanaralokasya Sarva Shastra Vidambara, Vanaralokasya Veera, O hero in the world of monkeys. Hero, அப்படின்னு சொன்னால் ராமன். வீரா அப்படின்னா ராமன். அது யாரு இல்லைன்னா அது நரலோகஸ்ய வீரஹா ராமஹா அப்படின்னா வா நரலோகஸ்ய வீரஹா ஹனுமந்தா. If the hero amongst men is Rama, அப்படின்னா the hero amongst monkeys is Hanumān. That is why he is our hero. புரியுதோ இல்லையோ? You understood, no? Why he is our hero? நம்மளாம் என்னவோ அதுக்குனா நமக்கு அவர் தான் ஹீரோ. For all of us, he is the hero. Vanaralokasya Veera Sarvashastra Vidambara, one who is the best amongst those who knows all things. Sarvashastra Vidambara, Yella Shastramum Theriyumam avarukku. All Shastras Hanumān knows. All Shastramna enna appadina? Ella Shastram da. Natya Shastram, Sangeeta Shastram, Paka Shastram. Cooking is an art. Shastram, Aduru Shastram illaya, Natya Shastram nu solluva. Dancing is an art. Singing is an art. Music is an art. Ellathriyume he is an excellent Sarvashastra Vidambaraha. He is a knower of all things. In everything he is the best. Tushneem ekantamashritya Hanuman kim na jalpasi. Why are you sitting quietly in the distance and not saying anything? Abhine Bonuntu Kekara. Jāmbavān is purposefully asking this question. O greatest hero amongst all the monkeys. Looking at all these monkeys, he says, in the world of monkeys, O hero, O knower of all things, why is it that you are sitting silently by yourself in solitude and not saying anything? What does it mean? The one who knows is silent. The one who speaks knows nothing. Empty vessels make more noise. Empty vessels make more noise. In Tamil, the saying is even better. Empty vessels make more noise is only a negative aspect about the fools. But in Tamil, the same proverb is there in Tamil, but in a different way. Nirai kudam talumbadu kurai kudam koothadum. The full pot stays still, the empty pot jumps, or the half-filled pot jumps. When a pot is filled with a liquid and you're carrying it, there's no room for it to slosh. Whereas if it is only a half-filled pot and you carry it, the liquid inside will keep sloshing from here to there and making a noise. Yeah. Nire gudam tadumbadu. The full pot stays still and calm. It will not unnecessarily be excited. It will not be unnecessarily agitated. Whereas the half-filled pot, kurai kudam, now incomplete pot will slosh, will make more noise. Tushneem ekantam ashritya. Hanuman, kimna jalpasi. Hanuman, why are you not saying anything? You are remaining quietly in solitude. Hanumān harirajasya sugrīvasya samohyasi. Hanuman, hey Hanuman, you are equal to Sugriva in every way. Hanuman konjam mooji bigodu. Na pata brahmachari. You are equal to Sugriva in every way. Sugrivan forgot about Rama. He was drinking and dancing with his wives. You are equal to Sugriva. Abdina Hanuman Shahriya Abdina. Is it an appropriate thing? You thinking you are praising Hanuman, you ended up insulting Hanuman. Hanuman harirajasya sugrivasya samohyasi. You are equal to Sugriva Abdina name. Hanuman was not at all pleased by that comparison. Therefore, immediately, Rama Lakshmanayos chapi tejasa cha balena cha. You are equal to Rama and Lakshmana also in your power and your radiance. Arishtane minaf putro Vainateyo Mahabalaha Garutman iti vikyata Uttama Sarvabhakshina. Arishtaneminah putraha. Arishtanemi son. Vainateya Garuda. Arishtanemina Kashyapana Gnuru peru pottu. The Kashyapa's son Garuda Nandrakane Garutman iti vikyata Uttama Sarvabhakshina Mahabalaha is the great strong one. He is known as Garutman. Garuda is very famous, he is very powerful. Brihad Bahusho Himaya Drashta Sagare Samahabalaha Bhujanganuru Ruddaran Pakshi Mahavego Mahayashaha. I have seen him fly across the ocean many times, catching the sea serpents with his claws. But I am talking about Garuda Abdiyanna. Pakshayo yadbalam tasya tavat bhujabalam tava. The strength of his wings are equal to the strength of your arms. He has got wings. You don't have wings, but you have arms now. But the strength of his wings can be compared to the strength of your shoulders, your arms. Vikramaschapi vegascha nate tena vahiyate. In no way are you less than him when we compare you to him in terms of your prowess, your speed, your power. Ladrim, you are equal to Garuda. Garuda can easily cross over the ocean by flying. You may not have wings, but you have got your bhujabalam, you've got your arms. With the same strength, you will also be able to fly. You will also be able to cross. Balam buddhischa tejascha sattvam cha haripungava vishishtam sarva bhuteshu kimatmanam na buddhyase. Balam in strength, buddhi in intelligence, tejas in brilliance, sattvam in your valor, in your presence. Hey Haripungava, oh leader amongst monkeys, vishishtam sarva bhuteshu, you are superior to all beings. In this being the case, Kim Atmanam na buddhyase. Why do you not recognize your own valor? Why do you not recognize your own strength? Apsara Apsarasam Sreshta Vikyayata Punchikastala Anjaneti Parikyata Patni Kesarino Harehe. Amongst the Apsaras, there was an extraordinarily beautiful Apsara called Punchikastala. She was also known as Anjana, and she became the wife of that great monkey Kesari. She was Vikyata Trishulokeshu Rupena Pratima Bhuvi Abhishabhata Bhutata Vanari Kamarupini. She was famous in all the worlds for her peerless beauty. She could change her form at will. She could change forms. And because of a curse, Abhishabhata, because of a curse, she was from the Apsara state, she became a monkey, a female monkey, a Vanari, called Anjana Devi. Duhita Vanarendrasya Kunjarasya Mahatmanaha. She became the daughter of a monkey called Kunjara, extraordinary monkey called Kunjara. But because she could take any form that she wanted, she took the form of a human, beautiful human woman, a human lady, and bedecked with wonderful garlands, wonderful clothes and ornaments and so on. She was happily roaming around on the mountain when Vayu, Maruto, wind god, Vayu Bhagavan came there and saw her and caused her beautiful upper cloth to fly away in the wind. Abhiyad Pohe, when it flew away in that manner, he saw her and he became infatuated with her, lost control over himself, and embraced her with his arms. But this lady, Anjana, immediately said, "Who is this fellow who has destroyed my chastity? How dare you touch me?" When she flared up in anger, immediately, when Anjana flared up, Vayu Bhagavan said to her, "Amma, I have not done you any harm. I have not caused any harm to you. I am without a form. Adanala, do not worry, your chastity is still perfect. I have not harmed you in any way. But at the same time, without any physical contact with you, I have only touched you with my mind. Still, I will bless you that you will bring forth to this world an extraordinary son. Manasasmi gato yatvam parishvajya yashasvini. I only mentally touched you. I did not physically touch you. But still, Viryavan buddhi sampannaha putrastava bhavishyati. I give you a blessing. For having put up with me, I give you a blessing. Enna blessing appadiyana? Enna kaathu ellarim thane padaporudhu. When we are walking along and the wind comes and touches us, we cannot say, who dared to destroy my virtue? Who asked you to come to the mountain top? காத்து வாங்க போனேன்னு காத்து வாங்க வந்தேன்னா அப்புறம் காத்து வரத்தானே வரும். காத்து வாங்க வந்தா கடைசியில் ஹனுமான வாங்கின்னு வந்துட்டா திரும்பி, அது வேற விஷயம். ஒரு கபியை வாங்கி வந்தேன் அப்படின்னு எடுத்துக்கிச்சு இல்லையா? கபி அப்படின்னா மங்கின்னு அர்த்தம். காத்து வாங்க போனேன், ஒரு கபியை வாங்கி வந்தேன் அப்படின்னு பாட்டு எடுத்து. வீரியவான் புத்தி சம்பன்னஹா, an extraordinarily mighty person with great intelligence. ஏன்னா ரெண்டு brawn and brain, ரெண்டு தனித்தனி இல்லையா? There are a lot of people with a lot of brain but no brawn. But you will find, similarly, you will find a greater majority with more brawn than brain. மண்டை துருண்டு இருக்கும், உடம்பு மாத்திரம் உள்ள பிடிச்சிக்கும். விளையாடலாம், விளையாடுவா சில பேர்லாம். Many of them play, they take a ball and keep kicking and kick themselves also. அந்த மாதிரிலாம் நிறைய பேர் brawn and more brawn, less brain கூட்டங்கள் நிறைய உண்டு. But here is a combination of extraordinary valor, prowess as well as buddhi sampannaha, intelligence. That's mukhya. Mahasatvo, Mahateja, Mahabala Parakramaha, Langane, Plavane Chaiva, Bhavishyati Himatsamaha. Equal to me in prowess, equal to me in speed, equal to me in the capacity to fly over long distances. An extraordinary being, a very powerful being, an illustrious being of great valor and strength will be born to you by my blessing. Appadina, Vayu Bhagavan himself gave a blessing to your mother. Later on, your mother gave birth to you. Appo, one day, avada kadayella sollinde vara. Abhyuttitam tada suryam बालो दृष्ट्वा महावने फलं चेति जिगुक्षुः त्वम् उत्प्लुत्याभ्युद्गतो दिवम्. About one day, Tata Balahani, when you were still a small child, a small boy, one day Mahavane in the deep forest, when you were there, you saw the sun rise in the east. And when you saw the beautiful sun rise in the east, you mistook it to be a fruit. And because you were hungry, you wanted to seize that fruit and eat it. Adanala, you went jumping towards the sun in your enthusiasm. 300 yojanas you jumped. The Kwarandaya. Hanumān, that's Bala Hanumān. Baby Hanuman. The small baby Hanumān jumped 300 yojana, assault. Karyama kuda pogala unnu. It is not the Ramakaryam I have to go on. Shumma edo pazham appdinu kalpana. Thinking it was a fruit, you jumped and you jumped 300 yojanas. Shatani trini gatvat yojanana mahakape tejasadasya nirduta navishadam tato gataha. Even though the radiance of the sun pushed against you, you did not feel despondent. On the other hand, you went flying towards him. On seeing you come flying towards the sun, Indra became angry and hurled his Vajra, his thunderbolt at you. Vajram kopavishti anadimata. When he hurled his thunderbolt at you, that thunderbolt hit you, you fell onto the mountain peak and your Vama Hanuhu Abhajyatha, your left chin was broken. And therefore, because the term for chin is Hanu, and because your Hanu was broken, you became known as Hanumān iti kirtyate. You became known as the broken chinned one. You became famous as the broken chinned one. Here was the broken chin. இன்னைக்கு ஹனுமான் நம்ம சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கோம். ஜெய ஹனுமான் கான குண சாகர பன மகாவீர் ஜப நாம சொன்னாவே ஹனுமான் பஜன் we are doing. அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? broken chin அப்படின்னு பாடிட்டு இருக்கோம். அப்போ என்ன அர்த்தம் அப்படின்னா, what does it mean? When you attain this kind of a state, even a defect will become something that is used to glorify you. Broken chin ugly தானே, ஒரு defect தானே. After all, it is a defect. If somebody calls them, if a person is limping அப்படின்னா, if a person you cripple அப்படி சொன்னா, will you be happy about it? Is it not insulting him அப்படின்னா? அப்போ you have broken chin சொல்லிட்டே இருந்தா அவரே மறந்து போயிட்டார் பாவம். He himself may have forgotten his broken chin, it would have set and become all right by now. நம்ம பாட்டு every time we say, hey broken chin அப்படின்னா, victory to the broken chin. ஞாபகப்படுத்துறோம் நம்மளே. What does it mean? Even a dosha, even something that is a fault in a person who attains jnana, who attains this kind of bhakti, ellame avalukku bhushanama poidrukku. Everything becomes an ornament for them. Everything becomes worthy of being praised in them. Avalukku they are perfect in every way. Even what is a defect becomes an ornament for them, an adornment for them. They become perfect in every way. Adhaan priya oru sthiti ஞானம்ங்கிறதுக்கு வர ஸ்திதி இது. ஞானியினுடைய ஸ்திதி இது. ரமண பகவான் used to walk in a very curious fashion with a stick and நடக்க முடியாமல் அவளே நடராஜர் நடந்து வரா போல தெரியறதேன்னு சொல்லுவாளாம் பக்தாள். Devotee used to say it's like நடராஜா dancing. நிற்க முடியாமல் ஆடிட்டு இருக்கிறது நடராஜா dancing. நம்ம இப்படி நார்மலாக இருக்குமான்னா, when love is there in your eyes, because of that state that they have reached, அப்போ everything that they do is beautiful to us. Even this broken Hanu, this broken chin becomes a mark of respect, mark of beauty for us. Okay, we will stop here for today. Janaki Kanta Smaranam, Jai Jai Ramayanam, Anjaneya Swami Ki Jai. Sarve Vandusgina, Sarve Sundara Ramaya, Sarve Buddhana Vishnu Bhagavata Bhagavata Lokas Vastaskino Bhantu, Lokas Vastaskino Bhantu, Lokas Vastaskino Bhantu, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Sai Shwara.